Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. Test. 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 Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. Test. 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 Evening, everybody. I hope you're all well. Let me just check the audio on Podbean, just to see that I'm coming through. Hi, Maxine. Yep. And I'm also on YouTube. Right. Okay, so I hope everybody's well. I've got a few announcements about October and the October schedule. What's happening? So first of all, this coming Saturday is World Mental Health Day, and they popped up with a theme. They have a new theme each year, and the theme is mental health for all. So I heard that, I thought it was a bit lame, and so what I decided was to have my own theme. And after a little bit of head scratching, I came up with loving awareness as a theme, because that's a good thing. It's good to be loving and it's good to be aware. Evening, Jenny. And so what I then decided to do was to make that the theme for the month rather than just for the day. So then what I did was to construct a class schedule for the month so that you know which classes are appearing in advance. And that lives here in YouTube. Let's see if I can find a way of showing you in Podbean rather. What I'll have to do is paste it in as a comment. I don't know if I can actually post images. So there you go. That's the class list. What I'll do is I'll post that on various places. Evening Amanda. And so you'll be able to figure out what's happening when, depending on which course you're on, whether it's a public broadcast like today's or not. And all of the classes will all be focused on the loving awareness theme. So that's the other thing that's going to change is, starting this coming Saturday, I shall be swapping over the 2020 meditation course class on Saturday mornings and the public class on Sundays. So the 2020 meditation class will be now, and the public class will be on Saturday. You know, if you're a member of the 2020 meditation course, obviously that makes no difference to you because you can access both of those. But if you only attend the public classes, then starting next week, they are at 11 AM on Saturdays. Okay, so let me just run through loving awareness, what it means, and how what it means to me, and how I'm going to run it, and what will be different about what I teach. I'm going to go next week on Saturday. I'll do a little slide presentation, and I'll explain it from a more explanatory basis. Hi Dave. Yeah, so if YouTube keeps pausing and buffering, the best thing to do for you is to move over to Podbean, because you'll find that you'll get better, get a more robust and resilient stream on Podbean because it's only audio, whereas YouTube is audio and video. Yeah, so next week what I'll do is I'll explain a bit more. So I'll just give you a little snippet of loving awareness. And so I've learned for quite a while now, and known for quite a while now. I don't know if you've ever had this feeling that there's something wrong with the world. And one of the big problems being human beings, what we do is we start looking around us, and we look at the people around us, and we look at our situations, we look at and then we look a little bit further afield, So if you ask people what's wrong with the world, they say, oh, Boris Johnson and Trump, or my sister-in-law, or my other half, or what my job. I can't, or I'm sick to death of living in this place, or whatever it might happen to be. And actually, none of that's, I mean, clearly that's problems, but that isn't why. That isn't why you feel like there's something wrong with the world. The reason you feel like something's wrong with the world is because we're like fish out of water, human beings. It's like being in a zoo. So if you go to a zoo, what you'll see is animals behaving in a very obsessive manner. They do a better job now than they did. Zookeepers and you've got things like safari parks where they're able to roam around on some aristocrat's old land, and so the animals feel a little bit more at home and a little bit less obsessive behavior, but they're still not happy, right? So why would we be happy? And then there's this sense that I'm unhappy because I don't have freedom, so therefore if I have loads of money then I'll have freedom. And funny enough, that you don't get that, because what's missing is the two things. There's connection to each other as human beings in the way that we are designed to connect. Come to that very quickly in a moment. And the other thing is we're not connected to nature. And see, the problem with, let's start with nature, and I'll come back to connect with others. The problem with the sense that we're not connected to nature, we kind of try to make up for it by bringing nature in around us. So we'll, given the choice, so let's say money's no object, people will build a big place on the top of a mountain somewhere well away from anybody, or on a beach or something like that. So they'll try to move closer to nature, or alternatively they'll focus on their garden or whatever it might happen to be. And actually that's not quite what it's all about. It isn't about your physical location compared to things like trees. It's simply a matter of how, if you actually feel part of this thing that you're in, or is it let's just give you an example. Primitive people, especially hunter-gatherers, they're not in the forest, they are the forest. Right? So that's one deep cause of suffering. And then the other deep cause of suffering is connection to others. And so when people live alone together in nature, like where we're designed to, or a small clan or a group or a tribe, hunter-gatherers living from nature, not only do we feel part of that forest, we also feel part of that group. And that's a very powerful and very strong thing. It's been studied a reasonable amount, and it's absolutely different to how modern world dwellers feel. So what happens is, without those two things, connection to nature and connection to each other, we feel disconnected. And that underlies everything else. So if one feels disconnected, one looks for ways to connect, and we do that materially. We look for material things. So we want, for instance, if we are aware of the fact that we're disconnected with nature, we'll move out into the nature. A lot of people move into the countryside foolishly thinking that they'll regain that connection to nature. And having lived in the countryside, you spend half your life in your car, right? Because you can't just, very rarely can you just walk into some access land or some footpaths, and they're the same footpaths and the same access land. So there's still a sense of being hemmed in by all of this land around you. But anyway, so that's basically what loving awareness is. It can, all of this can be resolved. All of these feelings of disconnection can be resolved. And the way to do it is to connect to those things that you absolutely have in the present moment, which is you physically, your breath, what you can hear and smell and see and touch and taste. And it's a way into connection with others and with nature. And that's what I call loving awareness. So that basically is a very potted version of, and so all of the meditations I'll teach, really, they're largely about two things. One is connecting to now, and the others are connecting to others and connecting to nature, and how to do that actually practically, not just the usual new age waffle about how wonderful it all is. What do you do? Well, here's what you do. What you do is you listen to the sound of the bell moving through time. Notice the movement of the present moment through the sound of the bell. Or maybe we're noticing the sound of the bell moving through the present moment. We don't really know. And from that, it brings you into the world of sound that's residing in the present moment. And the world of sound that's residing in the present moment is all around us. So if we sit, ideally in an open, balanced and relaxed posture, with our elbows by the side, our feet on the floor if we're seated, our head balanced comfortably on top of the spine, and allow ourselves to open up to whatever sound there is around us. So to do that, it's useful to either close your eyes or look down past the tip of your nose with your eyes half shut, just so that you don't get distracted by anything that's going on around you, and allow yourself to become aware of this passage of time through sound, or the passage of sound through time, based on whatever you can hear around you. And it's only part of our present moment experience. The sound is a phenomena. All of the things that are happening in our present moment experience, what we can see, hear, smell, touch, taste, thoughts, emotions, all of the other sensory experience of now, collectively it's known as phenomena, and each one is a phenomenon. So what we'll do is go through them. And a good place to start is by noticing the sensation of sitting. If you're sitting, or notice your feet or your body connected to the ground and how it's being pushed down into the ground. And then allow yourself to become aware of the breath. Rising and falling. And notice how your body feels. Are you cool or warm? Which parts of your body are warm? Which parts of your body are cool? Are you relaxed? Or are you tense? And where can you feel the tension? So if you're noticing the tension in your body, what you do is you breathe in normally and you focus your attention on that part of the body with the tension when you breathe out. Just need to turn our mind's eye to wherever the tension is as we breathe out. So if our shoulders are tense, check in, make sure your head's balanced comfortably on top of the spine. Elbows are by the side. And you're just noticing the shoulders on the out breath. So if your jaw's tense, tongue gently up against the back of the top teeth, in contact with the sharp part of the bottom teeth. And you're noticing the jaw as you breathe out. Gently releasing tension without having to do anything, just focusing on it. Are you comfortable or uncomfortable? If you're uncomfortable, then where are you uncomfortable? And can you improve your comfort just by adjusting your body, moving your weight, sitting slightly differently? Are you tired or alert? If you're tired, bring your attention to the breath in the nostrils. Cool, sharp in-breath as you breathe in. And that's all you're noticing, the breath in the nostrils. And now if you check in with your body, notice how you're balancing your body. How you're balancing your head on top of your spine, your torso on top of your pelvis. Notice how you're aware of where your body is. You know where your arm is, your hand is, your legs. If you were to lift your arm in front of your eyes, you'd know when it reached the same level as your eyes. You wouldn't have to look. You can do it with your eyes closed. You know when your arm's at that level. So we have this sense of the body, a thing called proprioception. And bring to mind the space all around you, above you, to either side, in front, behind. Which means you're aware of the area just around you. You know where everything is, the furniture, the door, the windows. Even with the eyes closed, there's a sense of awareness of it there. Which is another sense called Vestibular Awareness. And there's whatever thoughts are arising as we sit quietly and notice all of these phenomena. Thoughts arise. They arise and subside. Passing through the mind like clouds across the sky. Only to be replaced by another thought at some point. And there's whatever emotions there are, however you feel. Again, arising and subsiding. And there's what you can smell. And what you can taste. And if your eyes are closed, what you can do is just partly open them, looking down past the tip of your nose with your eyes half shut. And there's another sense. Notice vision differently. Rather than focusing on what you can see, step back. Allow yourself to become aware of the sound and the physical sensations. And notice that vision is one of them. Good combination is to notice whatever sound there is. Notice what you can see. And notice the breath. So the breath rising and falling gives us a sense of time passing. Whatever sounds we can hear. Also brings a sense of time passing. And what we see may or may not do that. In fact, it rarely does. And notice what you can feel. How cool or warm the air is around you. Notice how the coolness and warmth of the air isn't the same as our coolness or warmth. And then back to noticing the breath rising and falling. And bring to mind the fact that there are this group of meditators on these various different channels, all connected and meditating together, despite the fact we might be scattered around everywhere. So notice that you're not alone in this meditation. And bring to mind the sense of the group. which will be a little bit easier for those of you that have meditated in a group. Bring to mind the sense of connection with the other members of this group, all meditating together. And as you hold the group in mind, say in your mind, may we be well, may we be happy, may we find peace of mind, may we be well, may we be happy, may we find peace of mind. And notice that we're all sharing this wish for wellness, happiness and peace of mind for each other. And notice how that feels. And allow yourself to feel that. And so allow the boundary of that group to grow, to include everyone in your neighbourhood, wherever that might happen to be. So there's us group of meditators, and there's everyone in your neighbourhood. And just don't get drawn into the individual people or their behaviour or anything like that. Underneath it all, let's get closer to the spark of life. We're all the same. There's these living beings all trying to get on, some not doing so well, others doing better. And that changes from day to day. I just hold that neighbourhood in mind, along with this group, and repeat, may we be well, may we be happy, may we find peace of mind. And so let the sense of this group grow further. To all humans, all the human beings, all the members of our family, that we're related to, wherever they might be in the world. And hold them all in mind, this big human family. And again in your mind say, may we be well, may we be happy, may we find peace of mind. And again, let your sense of connection shrink a bit. Back to the people in your neighbourhood, hold them in mind. And say in your mind, may we be well, may we be happy, may we find peace of mind. And then back to the members of this group. May we be well, may we be happy, may we find peace of mind. And back to becoming aware of yourself sitting here, all of these phenomena in the present moment. So for a while, a phenomena in the present moment was a sense of connection to these various groups. And now the phenomena in the present moment are what we can see and hear and smell and touch and taste and thoughts and emotions and comfort and tiredness and relaxation and a sense of where we are in the room, balance, the breath, what we can see. And so let your mind go free and allow yourself to immerse yourself in the experience of the present moment. No goals, no expectations, not in this present moment. Just noticing the breath rising and falling. And notice whatever it is you can hear around you, whatever sounds there are. Noticing those sounds moving through time. Just like the sound of the bell. And then whenever you're ready, gently return your attention to the surroundings. But there's no need to let go of anything. Any of the experiences that we've had in this meditation, there's no need to let go of them. No need to let go of the sense of all the phenomena. No need to let go of the sense of connection to all the other humans, neighbours, the group, anything that you see. It's all, there's no need to end it. And also the more that we practice this kind of meditation, the easier it becomes to elevate our mood and to feel connected wherever we are and whatever we're doing. And so then we're swapping disconnection for loving awareness. It's kind of one or the other. You get to choose. You didn't have a choice until I told you there was one, and now life's become infinitely more difficult, but in a very good way, because you can become aware that there's the disconnection, and you can also become aware that there are times when the disconnection isn't there, and actually it's not relying on somebody else. It's actually inside you, which is actually where it is, a sense of connection. There's a sense of loving awareness within all of us. Okay, so that's it for tonight. Bless you all for checking in. So next week, World Mental Health Day, Saturday morning is the public class. So everyone who's attended today can, or viewed this, once it's recorded, can attend that. And then the Sunday evenings will be the 2020 meditation course group. I'm also going to have a chat to the students on the course group page, and also the mindfulness-based resilient course group page, and see what we're going to do. Bless you too, Jenny. And see what whether we're going to keep that or we'll move it around a little bit, whatever's easiest for people, really, whatever works best. Okay, so have a great evening and hope to catch up with some of you during the week. Take care.